of our
It's our
sponsors.
first time back. They're on break. They're on holiday still. It's our first time.
Taking it easy. It's
our
January.
First time live in 3 weeks. I feel like it's been forever.
Oh, we're live? Okay, I'll watch myself.
Yeah, you forgot how to behave, right?
A little bit. No, I'm fine. Did you, react differently when we're live versus when we're not
I feel like there's better energy when we're live.
I agree.
I feel like the show's a little different when we
Fear
pre-tape.
factor.
Plus also we get interaction. We can see what people are saying on social media. Gotcha. I feel like when we pre-tape, we're kind of in a bubble, and there's no correction.
5 days later, you get a bunch of tweets about something, and you don't know why.
Right.
Or if you follow Peter Hayes, you get 1,000, which is great. I'm not complaining in any way whatsoever. So when you say in a bubble,
what?
I thought it was the perfect segue to the thing you were talking about right before the podcast.
Oh shit! What was it?
Came on.
Oh,
living in a bubble.
That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tweeted a little while ago asking people what should we talk about, and someone sent me these YouTube videos of this guy who maintains a hamster habitat. He keeps his hamsters in a little container.
Yeah.
But he keeps that container at the bottom of an aquarium that's filled with water and fish.
Oh my god.
And it's and I saw that and I thought instantly it's like space explorers, right? They're in this hostile environment. It's like they have their little habitat they can live in. It's like they're on Mars or something.
But do they have the tubes to get out, to climb out?
I didn't watch very much of it. It looked like they did not. They just had their little
space
habitat.
explorers wanted to they space.
Maybe a hamster wants to live at the bottom of the ocean.
That seems like the cave analogy of a hamster's life. But do they think that that's how all hamsters survive?
So is that cruel?
But is that any different than normal, right? It's like all they have is an enclosure normally. That's all they would know if they weren't at the bottom of an aquarium.
They're surrounded by fish and water.
Right, to them, that's normal.
Well, I mean, some humans live by the
There it
sea.
is. They found it right away.
Oh, I at least thought it was I thought it was going to look way cooler than that.
Yeah, me too. It looks like you just put them in a box, like a GoPro box,
It's
and
a really
locked it and dropped it in.
Small box. It's like just a clear Pelly case.
I was expecting something way more sci-fi.
But it looks creepy. Like the hamster looks like a gelatinous blob. It's just a hamster in a box.
Also, the water's all dirty.
That's just any hamster. Any hamster is a hamster in a box.
Yeah, no, they get tubes.
Or a cage where they can breathe the outside air.
They get the little tubes.
Each one's got a tube coming out to get oxygen. I'm sure it's not sealed in.
It's not deeply traumatic to play with the hamster, which I feel like it would be in this case.
Right, I guess.
To rip it out of its new world.
No one's ever going to bother cuddling that hamster because it's so much faff to get the bastard out.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like fish, right? It's like you can't pet them, you can't touch them, and this hamster has essentially become a fish.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point?
I don't think you should ever
They're
mix
all lonely
animals
little fish.
that wouldn't meet on their own. I've never understood why cats enjoy eating fish. When did cats run into fish? When did that happen?
Like lions eating fish out of a river?
Yeah.
You get jaguars and shit like that.
What, fishing in a river? Going and getting a pike out of there?
No, they'll fish like crazy.
Heck yeah.
It seems so weird to me that cats like fish. Cats should rabbits.
Did you know that a panther is a lie?
What do you mean?
Well, it's not an animal.
Yeah, they make it up.
What about a puma?
That's one. But a panther's just like a group of black cats. Like cheetahs and...
Brontosaurus.
What's the other one? Leopards. Like a leopard is a type of panther.
How do you say the one that's the name of a car as well?
Jaguar.
Jaguar.
I was going to say cougar.
Cougar.
Well,
that's a different thing.
It's a collective term, or it's like a family name above.
I think panther... You can have other big cats under panther, but it's usually if they're very dark.
Pantheraceae is the field subfamily that contains the genera Panthera, and Neophilus. Panthera is jaguars, leopards, black panthers, and white panthers.
Oh, okay.
So they can be white as well.
Which one has lion-o? That's what I want to know.
Probably the Neophilus.
Didn't the snow leopard just got taken out of being in its extinction status?
Yeah, there's also some Chinese magic rabbit that they spotted for the first time in 20 years.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
You know what I'm talking about?
A magic rabbit.
It's like it lives on a mountain or something, right?
Yeah. It's just it looks like something out of sci-fi where they take an existing animal, like one of those Jim Henson Dark Crystal animals where it's clearly based on a modern day animal like the rabbit, and then they just put big long whiskers on it. It looks like somebody faked a rabbit, basically.
Yeah, it looks like if someone wanted to make a quokka that they would put in a sci-fi movie.
Right. You can understand when you see that picture, you can understand why the people who first saw the illustrations of a platypus were like, this is bullshit. You're lying.
That is the most absurd, though, animals.
Didn't they accuse the explorers that shipped back the remains of a platypus? They said you just made this up.
Mushed lots of animals together.
You just like threw a bunch of bones in a box.
Barbaric.
Shook it up, which is basically how they were made, I guess. Same kind of way.
That's how.
God was just like, whatever. We got some spare
I've
parts.
got some bits left over.
Shake it up.
Go on a bill.
That's
Why
how a
not?
lot of like. There it is.
There it is.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Looks like a made-up animal.
It looks like a thing from Spirited Away. That's
Yeah.
been, like, made real.
But
It's weird because
It looks Chinese.
what?
how does it look Chinese?
Go on.
It looks like an animal you'd find in China.
Like a panda?
Like the kind of Spirited Away sort of vibe from it.
What is it?
That's what I
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying,
It
that's
cheats at
why.
PUBG.
Jesus.
Wow.
Did you see that video of
Unacceptable.
of 20 Chinese players teaming?
20 players teaming up.
Yeah.
What, in solo?
No, it was in squads.
Dude, whenever I see
And
two
there was
people
20 of 'em.
going to one place in solo, I'm like, you fucking cheaters. I see you.
You got to report that.
Can I tell you something I've learned about PUBG?
What?
I learned this by watching...
You left trigger shoot?
Yeah, that's what I learned. I learned this by watching your colleague, Alfredo.
Mm-hmm.
I learned it by watching one of his streams. He was complaining about having to play in third person. And he's like, oh, this is garbage. It's so easy. And I was like, all right, well, geez, I'll play it in first person. I'm way better at that game in first person.
Really? I can't do first person.
I played 3 matches. I got 2 chicken dinners.
I cannot
I'm
do
not
first
that good at that
person.
game. Yeah.
Do you do the whole thing first person or just shooting?
The whole thing's first person. You can select first person server, so everyone has first person.
Oh, you're like locked into it.
Yeah.
You're locked into it. So if you see like you don't play very much anymore, I bet, but there's options where you go FPP
And TPP.
and TPP, third person perspective.
Yeah.
TPG?
Yes. I like second person perspective. That's like the streamer like audience perspective. Just you watch somebody else do it.
You watch it from another player's perspective?
Yeah, that's what Twitch is. You're watching someone else play it.
That's not the video I was talking about.
So-
That is a funny video.
As a Twitch viewer, you're in the second person.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? Yeah. I'll say
think?
yeah.
You think?
That's what that means exactly.
Didn't Mega64 make they made a video about second person shooters?
How would I know?
I'm just kidding. I'm
Just kidding.
letting you know. A video
You were
on
in a
the
Mega
internet.
64 video just recently.
I was.
Congratulations.
The Todd and Aaron End of the Year Awards. But it's always what?
I like 2 of those guys, and there's 3 to 4 of them. I'm not even sure. There's 2. I like 2 of those guys like on a rotating basis. Like I can't get the whole group at one time liking them. I just like it's like
Oh, you're drawn to different ones at different times.
yeah, it's like polar magnets, the same ones where they mush away.
What if you had them all in their own individual rooms and you went in one at a time?
That would be fine.
Like, is it that when
What's
they
happening in
compound
this scenario?
together?
No.
Not that Badur guy though.
Not him?
He doesn't get a room. He's got to be like outside somewhere, yelling in the front yard.
Like
What's
tied
wrong?
to a pole.
Did he do something? Did he do something to you?
No.
I like it.
No.
Starting up drama.
It was like I think like probably at one point 20% of my tweets were anti-Mega 64 tweets. I would just like tweet against them all day long.
I feel like you're quite open about the people you hate, really, in real life. And he's one of them.
No, it's the exact opposite. It's that people think I actually don't like them. If I give
I was
someone
adding
grief,
to that.
right there you go. I would never like the people I actually hate. They don't get anything. They get nothing.
Do you hate any YouTubers right now?
Is this your
Besides
Logan
those
Paul
cunts,
segment?
The Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Listen, I don't know why it took everyone so long to clue into the fact those guys were idiots. They're
I
idiots.
think most people, because there's just so much content, most people probably hadn't seen it. There's like
Only
nothing
13
endearing.
million subscribers.
Well, I mean, like in our circles, I suppose.
I mean, until last
His audience are young
week,
girls.
I'd never
right?
seen a
For the most
single
part.
young
second of
kids,
that
yeah,
guy.
but a lot of young girls.
I'd only seen the video that was it his brother made where they modified the car horn.
Yeah, they gave somebody hearing damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they put like a air horn, like a train horn. I don't know what it was specifically. It's a pretty derivative video. But I read the thing where the person is now suing them for giving them hearing
They
damage.
put this really powerful horn in a car, so when they honked it, it went off. And this person, they were in front of a grocery store, and someone's coming out of the grocery store, and they honked at him. And I guess like he was still in the enclosure, like there was like a concrete
So, like,
foyer,
amplified it?
so it
my
amplified the
gosh.
sound and gave him hearing damage. And in the video, you see him like bend over and grab his ears.
Just like popped his eardrums or something.
I don't know.
Fucking yeah, dude. The guy's just getting groceries.
That guy's the worst.
Yeah. It's 2 guys, the whole family. Are there
Yeah.
any more people in that family you gotta
it's
watch out
like,
for?
I was looking at some of his videos over, like, not watching just with the titles of them. And one's just like, I gave my mum $10,000 cash, and like, them all thumbs upping. I was like, what is entertaining about watching this dude? Like, what is endearing or like
What was the video? He just gives her
attractive?
cash?
Yeah, he gives his mom a bunch of cash in like $1,000 bills for Christmas, and that's a video.
$1,000 bills, you don't say.
Whatever.
See, this is the problem now. It's like,
Super Benjamin.
how do you take something that's nice, like giving your parent a gift, and you make it shitty?
Yeah, and you make it
That's a
gross.
special talent.
I
It
know.
really is.
My parents' react to 2017 was the best year of my life. That was another one. That he made this gross video about him doing all his stupid things for a year. And then he sat down and made his parents watch it. And that was another video where they were like, oh, cool.
I think the thing that bugs me about Logan Paul more than just about anybody else, like I feel like the Kardashians, they're hitting on their level. Like that's like I don't expect Kim Kardashian to sit down and write an award-winning novel.
Right.
You know, she's got her
Like, they're
makeup
doing the
line, she's
best
got her
they
sex tape.
could.
Yeah, she's
Her
but
sex tape.
she's got all the stuff. She's got everything.
She's got all
checked
of it.
all the boxes, and she's on that level. I don't know why. I feel like in my heart that this Logan Paul kid is smarter and actually more talented than
know.
what he's doing. But
That seems like you're giving him a lot. There's no evidence to base that
well,
on.
when he was on Vine, he was really funny. He would do funny, subversive stuff, but he just wasn't as offensive and
You can
horrible.
be funny for 6 seconds.
Right,
Like
exactly.
once that you
Isn't
keep
that
the
what it
timer
is?
running, right? Then you start to see like, oh, there's not much more to
Once
this.
he got to quantity, yeah, no, it's all terrible. And this brother, Jake Paul, is just they're all terrible. They're all terrible. Like I see all these videos of kids outside their house screaming, and then the neighbors come out and they're like, "Hey, can you guys just kind of keep it down, not wail at the top of your lungs every time somebody walks by a window?" And then the neighbor walks away, and of course they just start making fun of the neighbor. It's like this person fucking lives here, but none of these kids are old enough to drive there or take a ride
I
share
know.
there.
Who's at fault here?
So there's got to be a group of parents like 50 feet that way, you know?
Take
They
a
just want to go with a megaphone and be like, "You're all terrible
Take a
parents."
mom's
bus,
fucking
take a
up.
taxi. Kids can get around.
Please. Who's doing that? Do you think there's a bus stop up where Jake Paul lives? Up in the Hollywood Hills? They got a bus stop right up
They
there.
walk. They're kids. They got energy.
Kids that live in L.A., they're not walking anywhere. Hey, come on. Who you kidding?
How old do you have to be to get a cab or a lift?
Me? 45. 16, I think.
Yeah,
How old do you have to be?
16.
I'm looking it up. Lift minimum age.
I think Lyft is like 18.
Damn.
I want to say cab's 16.
Passenger.
Why is there an age
No,
limit? on it?
18. Yep.
18.
Got to be 18.
What about cab? Cab, New York City cab.
To I'm looking that up.
How did Kevin McAllister
12.
do it?
In order to be a driver for Lyft, it would be a minimum 21 passenger.
I'm getting an Uber or a ride sharing license. I'm gonna get that just so I can turn it on whenever I want to.
I want to do it. I've been saying this for years.
Yeah.
You want to? What you want to?
I want to be able. I just want like one day if I'm out and like I'm bored, I'm like I'm going to give people rides.
No, here's what you would
You
do.
want that?
I don't know. Like
You hate interaction.
I
You
like
hate the-
driving though.
Yeah.
So it's like, what if I had a sign that was just like, I
No.
prefer not to talk?
No, that's just
I'll
good.
just drive you.
This is a good thing for Gus because it's a very structured like meeting of other people. Like there's rules to it and everything.
Right.
The problem is you will throw people out of your car and they won't get out of your car. That's what's going to happen to you. Also,
also-
Gavin, what's going to happen to you is he's going to get it. Then he's going to offer you a ride home, and then he's going to be like, "All right, we'll just accept the
Oh,
ride."
you could do that thing where you're like his favorite driver.
Yeah.
Oh, you can
Yeah.
mark a favorite
yeah.
driver?
Yeah.
So then you're paying Gus through
The thing
Uber
is,
or Lyft to go home
There's
every day.
too much that can happen that is within the rules, but you'll still hate. Like someone's going to fart up a storm in
Yeah,
your
that's
car.
the thing I'm worried about. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I would never do it in the middle of the night.
Someone's
Like
gonna barf
when
in
there's
your
drunk
car.
people, I don't want any barf. Like it would be like middle of the day, noon to 2 p.m.
I don't know if the risk is that much less, to be honest.
Can an Uber driver show up and go, "Nah"?
No.
Like-
oh yeah,
I'm
they
sure they
totally
can.
They
can.
totally can.
They
It
can,
can
say
be
nah
like
based on
absolutely not. Like if the person who ordered it's like passed out or vomiting, they can be like, you know what? No, I don't need this.
You don't use this hand gesture for anything but absolutely not. Absolutely,
Absolutely not.
That's what that means.
Not doing it.
not. That's like the smallest shutdown you can get. Absolutely not.
Stop talking.
I don't see any rules on the New York City Taxi Limousine Commission website as far as the minimum age for a passenger. It just says that children under the age of 7 can be a fifth passenger in a taxi if they sit on an adult's lap. That's the only age-related thing in
Maybe
here.
it's just down to driver discretion.
Maybe. I mean, I don't give a fuck. If you can pay for it, you can pay for it. So that's what they're doing. They're going to New York, they're getting in a taxi, and they're taking it all the way to the Hollywood Hills.
I just can't imagine like a taxi's pulling over to pick up a kid who's like 8 waving down a taxi. I just don't see the
handkerchief.
taxi doing that, you know?
What if he had a really East Coast accent, though? he just sounded like he belonged in New York.
Well, how are they gonna know that till he gets in the fucking car? They gotta pull over to the side of the road, though.
Maybe they just see the hand and they're like, I gotta pull over. There's a fair. Like, it's like a crowded corner. They don't see, and then like the crowd parts, and
it's
it's
a
like
small child.
it's a child. The child's like, "Fuck you, give me a ride." He's like, "All right, you can ask. If you can ask for the ride, you can have it."
I probably should pose this question to you guys before the podcast, but this just came up in my mind because I'm thinking about it with hailing cabs and everything. What is the smallest possible thing that you are jealous of other people for? Like the most insignificant, just tiniest thing that you're jealous for. I'll give you mine. I fucking hate people that can whistle super loud.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
like when they hail a cab.
yeah.
And I can't do that. And
I can't whistle at all.
Also, you can't practice that for too long because you just feel like an idiot. 'Cause you're
Oh, the proper like. My mum does like the proper one. I can't do it. Yeah,
Try it.
I can't. Like she can do a proper like.
What does that do anyway with the
You're
mouth?
just channeling air, I think.
Yes,
like
that's what
blocking-
whistling is.
You're just blocking your...
All right.
But I mean, it's an open
You know
lips
what
or
I
to
mean.
block teeth holes.
Teeth holes.
See, this is it. This is the problem because people can do it. They try to explain to you. Just do the.
you
Just
just-
do it.
what you're
Like you put
doing
your
is-
tongue in that way and then you push air through it. You're like, "Fuck you! Let me see your mouth."
Does this annoy you?
We have someone on Twitter. Here's this Megnog says, "I've ridden in taxis alone at the age of 14 in New York City."
Who did this?
14.
On Twitter, Megnog at Wiz Lakifa.
Can you whistle through your teeth?
I can't whistle at all. I hate you guys.
You know, like...
You can't whistle at all?
Ashe.
I didn't know this about you. Did I know this about you?
I can't whistle.
Don't do it in the mic. Do it next...
That's all I got.
It's not bad.
You sound
There's a
like-
little whistle there.
Oh, it's like a bleak wind.
slightly
Yeah.
open window.
What do you got? What do you got?
Back window in
You
a car.
sound like a tea kettle.
Sound like a
It's
Bronte
just
novel.
about to go off.
Like I'm always like super. I don't know, like super aware of it.
How come kettles on the stove whistle? Electric kettles don't whistle.
Because they can
They
turn
have to-
themselves off.
They have the
Whistle
thing.
is the mechanism by which you know it is boiling.
Yeah, I know that. I know how that
So
works.
why would an electric kettle need one?
To let you know the water's done.
Well, because
It-
it just clicks off.
It just turns off.
No. The purpose of the whistle is
Mine
not to
beeps.
save the water. The purpose of the whistle is to let you know, hey, your fucking water's done,
It is to
dickhead.
save the water.
Have some.
Yeah, but usually you hear like
it's
a-
both.
And then
But
you know.
95. There you go. Or you hear the.
My kettle went off.
Mine's really loud, and mine goes beep when it's done.
Yeah, mine beeps too.
Can I
And
say
it
something else?
flashes.
Like this is not
It
a
sends me a text.
How long you guys grew up with electric kettles, right?
Yeah. It's the first thing you buy in like your shitty student house is you go and get one of those brown gross
They're
kettles.
dog cheap.
Not me.
15
You?
quid.
What?
Electric kettle for boiling water?
I have one.
No, but have you had one like since college and stuff?
I've had one. Not since college. I probably got one when I was in my mid-20s.
So you didn't have one before? You had like
not
a hand.
until I actually moved in.
Do you have like a hand cranked one?
I had like a pot that would boil water and boil water.
What if you didn't have a
So
stove?
weird.
You always had a stove.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Why? Where would I live that I don't have a stove?
Well, can
Am I
you
a
do them on
flapper
the?
in the 1920s?
Can you do them on the non-gas ones that still work?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you can do the electric one with the coil.
Unless it's like one of those super fancy induction ones that
Yeah,
doesn't
where you have
see
to
the
have, like-
kettle.
yeah.
And you have to have like a copper.
How does that work?
It's
It induces
the
it.
ones that like,
Is that what it does?
yeah, isn't it? Like moving, like it's friction, right? It's
Friction.
Friction.
I'm
That seems-
pretty sure this is how it works. I might be super wrong, but my parents got one, and then they were really annoyed because none of their saucepans worked on it, and they had to
Yeah, you get,
completely
like,
buy
special ones,
new stuff.
Typically.
So induction charging
it's
for
metal.
thing is friction?
I don't.
You're
Ah,
blowing my
I
mind.
don't think so.
I'm going with it.
I mean,
Induction cooking heats a cooking vessel by magnetic induction instead of thermal conduction.
no, it's not the same as what I said at all. But
magnetic friction.
A coil of copper wire is placed under the cooking pot and an alternating electric current is passed through it.
that's maybe what
The
I was
resulting oscillating magnetic field induces a magnetic flux,
So-
which repeatedly magnetizes the pot, treating it like the lossy magnetic core of a transformer.
I would kind of give you that. I mean,
not
it's
exactly-
oscillating.
Not friction.
No, it's not friction.
oscillating, though.
But I think it was like I got the oscillating is what made me think of that.
Okay, I'll give you that.
You read
Okay.
that whole explanation, and I'm still not going to watch a Mega 64 video. That's all I took away from that.
I'm jealous of people who can chug beer.
Is that what you're jealous of?
Yeah, I cannot
Dude,
chug.
I can chug beer. I'm so happy. I can do so many things you can't.
For me, it's juggling.
You're
Really?
annoyed people that can juggle.
I've just never tried to learn how to juggle, and I can't magically do it without learning, and I'm just never going to learn.
That's a kind of a big one, though. You're kind of skirting the edge. I mean, juggling is garbage, so that's
Yeah.
kind of petty to be
Or
jealous of.
how
it.
about the coin going across the finger?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's quite good.
That's a good one. I'm jealous of people who can crack their back.
Oh, that's so satisfying.
You can do that?
Only my lower back and only when I'm laying down.
Really? You can crack your lower back.
Yeah.
That's a dream come true.
Oh, it's so satisfying.
Mine's quite a big one, but I'm jealous of people who are like effortlessly bilingual. That they can just switch between. I'm just like, that would be so cool to be able to do that.
I'm also jealous of people who can just fire stuff out of their nose. Like if they got a little bit of blocked nose and they just go like
snot rocket it.
and it just blasts out. But with mine, because I've got giant nostrils, it just like a spray and it will just go all over me.
I have that problem too.
Yeah.
It sucks.
But some people are like, and it's like, ba-ding.
Oh, yeah. Also,
Wow.
mustaches are
low bar.
mustaches are really gross. If you ever see someone with a serious mustache below their nose, it's all up in there. It's disgusting.
No.
Sorry to ruin the illusion for you if you like mustaches.
You got a new toy?
Disgusting.
Yeah, what is that?
I'm just clicking this thing over here. It's just a lighter that I have. And I'm fascinated by it because the lighter, this is a great thing for an audio podcast, is the lighter. Can you see this on the screen? Yeah.
It goes blue.
Where's it go?
I can't even get from
It'll
here.
come up
there
in
it is.
red.
Oh, whoa.
Look at that. I put it right in the black background. That's freaking dope.
How does it do that?
We have determined that there are metal coils in there that are made of Einsteinium, and that burns red. It's some metal that burns red. None of us know what burns red.
Lithium burns red.
I don't think it's lithium, but
I don't think
maybe
it's
it
lithium
is.
either.
That's pretty cool.
Einsteinium?
All right, we just came up with it.
Yeah.
We just said that.
Selenium. Just picking
Unobtainium.
elements. It's not
Californium?
magnesium. Magnesium's white, right?
Yeah, that would be a roll. You wouldn't want that in a lighter.
Copper burns green.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
It's probably an alloy of some kind.
I'm trying to look it up. So I found your exact one here, actually.
What do you think the big one is? What is people like? What's a classification of talent or something that people have that most people are jealous of?
Instrument.
Backflips.
Singing, I think, is the big one.
Singing.
Singing.
Backflip's pretty good. Also, drawing.
Cartwheels, I'm also jealous of. It seems like a cartwheel should be effortless. Like
But there's
anybody should be able to
things
do that.
Do a cartwheel right now.
You can
I
cartwheel.
think
I
you're
cannot
right
cartwheel.
because there's a part like you can take singing lessons, but like you have to know how to sing.
Yeah.
You can learn how to cartwheel eventually.
Could
Or
you
do a
cartwheel?
backflip.
Probably. No. I have a.
You just made fun of me saying
I have a-
anybody could do it.
He's going to try to
Do
get me
a
to
cartwheel.
cartwheel, and I'm not
Yeah,
going to
you
do
tried
it.
to get me to do it.
I know.
I do wanna get you
I
to
knew as
cartwheel.
soon as I suggested that you were going to do it, I knew Gavin was going to try to pin it on me somehow. You fucking do a cartwheel.
That wasn't
British
even up
Canadian.
for-
Show us the British European version
Even up
of a
for
fucking
grabs whether I
cartwheel.
could do a
Instead of
cartwheel.
going
I don't know if there's a
left to
different
right, they go
version.
right to left.
No, it's some
Australian
garbage
idiot.
thing where
Curtsy
they can't move their
afterwards.
feet. They just do it like an
Oh.
impressionistic
Was that a
thing.
netball reference?
Yeah, exactly.
Pivot. All right, so no cartwheels. That's fine.
Probably, is it? Do you have a dumb name for it too? Cartwheels?
No, it's cartwheels. We had them first.
Did you?
Well, we had carts first.
Yeah.
I guess there you go. That's far enough back. We probably all had them. We all shared them. I was
I'm pretty sure we brought those over. I think carts are older than America.
Yeah.
We should go on record as saying that.
that's what I meant. With everyone was still back over there. I was reading this story. I should have talked about this earlier. I was reading this story about these dating apps in China that got shut down, and the people who were running them were all fined because it turned out that there were no women on these apps, that they were just bots that were
Oh.
programmed to reply to men on these dating apps.
I thought you meant there's just like a real serious case of catfishing.
But no, the companies themselves were just running it and just had automated bots sending
they were-
messages.
They were charging for it.
Yes. They conned people out of
Whoa.
$154 million.
That's very successful.
Wow.
100 how much?
$154 million.
How did it take people that long to realize?
How did they realize?
Where was I saw it here. The police began investigating August 2017 after suspecting one of the apps of fraudulently charging visitors to view pornographic videos which did not exist. I guess that might have been the downfall.
They were trying to
They weren't
expand.
giving the porno that people were paying for.
Oh my gosh.
That's what caused the end of the whole thing?
That's what started the police investigation into it.
Interesting. I would think people who pay for porno would be like, I didn't get what I asked for. Maybe I'll just let this one
You
go.
don't think you'd get like a real stern like response, like I have not received the items that I purchased.
I'm going to go tell the police the pornography which I require
Here's
was
what I
not
ordered.
delivered to me.
And my inbox is still lacking the pornography that I requested.
Have you ever paid for porn?
No.
Have I ever paid for porn?
You had to have when you were
I'm
younger.
trying to think.
Pre-internet.
I mean, I bought Playboy magazine.
It's not really porn though.
No.
It's not dick going in.
You mean like video? You mean like paid?
I rented porn like at a
Yeah,
video
that counts.
store.
I don't know that I did though. I mean, I had friends that did.
Did
but
you like, at least throw them a buck or two when you watched their
It's like,
porn,
good job.
like petrol money?
No.
Gas.
Oh, you mean my friends? Or you mean the
Yeah, like-
creators?
Yeah, your friends.
No, I just paid it forward. don't know what that means in that context. I just thought it sounded appropriate. I don't think that I have. I mean, besides like buying Playboy magazine, can't think that I have paid for porno. No,
Did you ever buy any other magazines besides Playboy?
don't think so. I found ones in the woods.
Yeah, that's so weird. I don't understand that phenomenon. I found
the
plenty
forest
in the woods.
I've read that a couple different places. We talked about that years ago.
Yeah.
My housemate at university used to go and buy like joke porn magazines and try and leave them around.
What's joke porn?
Like mature porn or like grandma porn.
Oh, okay.
There's one
like something he wasn't
particular-
into.
One particular that's no. Well, I don't know, maybe. But he would leave them
So it breaks
everywhere.
the ice.
And so then like we'd get back from college or from class or whatever and like bring our friends over and they'd be like, oh wow, this is okay. And they'd just be like on my coffee table and I'm like, yeah, that's okay. He would do it all the time.
See, I never trust people who do that because then it's like, it's a funny joke, right? And everyone's like, ha, 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 ha. Versus like, yeah, it's funny. But you ever think about it? It's like,
It's the gateway.
You're worried you're going to like back into a conversation somehow by joking about it. Yeah,
I always used to drop porn into my friend's public folder on his laptop, and then I would film him opening it.
How many times did he fall for this?
I was like, hey, I always said his name. I was like, hey, friend's name, check your folder. And
my God.
it would just come up big. on
Shared
screen.
libraries are the worst.
He'd always
Yeah.
leave his public stuff open.
Yeah,
It was always gay porn. I was lobbing on that too. So he would be quicker to close it, I assume.
Yeah.
Being a straight man.
I used to live in before like widespread broadband. I used to live in an apartment complex down in South Austin that had wired Ethernet, and you could pay to use the Ethernet built in, and it was like a security nightmare because you could see every other computer in the apartment complex on the network neighborhood. It was like, this is so like I would not want to plug my computer in unless I was like, all right, I'm going to use it right now, plug it in, do stuff, and then like unplug it. Like it was the infrastructure was so bad in that apartment that I could hear my neighbor's phone calls if I picked up my phone.
What?
Whoa.
And
what?
sometimes my phone would ring if it was a call for him. And
Did you split your line?
I don't know what the fuck the deal was. Like but he couldn't hear me if
the
I said
upside
anything.
down.
And he was a drug dealer, so I could always hear. Like sometimes my phone would ring, but it would be his phone that was really ringing, and I would pick it up, and I would hear people calling and asking him for stuff, and I'd be like, I really shouldn't be listening to this.
Did you just listen anyway, though?
Sometimes,
If you couldn't
yeah.
hear.
It was like, oh, that's
ever hear
how you
anything
buy
good?
cocaine. Okay, I got it, and I understand now.
Wow. Oh, I don't know. I would freak out. I'd be like, what if people think it's my phone?
Yeah, it was fucked up.
Does that still happen on landlines if two people pick up the same? Because you used to be able to listen to calls in your own house.
Yeah,
I think on landlines, yeah.
because it's the
Does
same.
that still happen?
It's the
all-
same line.
Yeah, if it's plugged into the same line.
Right.
I'm sure it does.
I haven't had a landline in over a decade.
I think that was the last time I had a landline, and that was back in '99. Yeah, probably like '99.
Oh my gosh.
When's the last time you had a landline? Have you?
Well, sometimes it was actually up until quite recently at home. They wouldn't give you internet without installing a landline. And so you had this pointless phone that no one used in your student house.
Hey, but you had a bundle.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, great. A bundle of like only using the internet, but you're still paying for your landline.
Yeah, I guess technically I had one too. I just didn't have. There was no phone plugged
right.
into it.
It was just there, like I could work, perhaps. But yeah, everyone still, obviously had phones by then.
I remember what a big deal it was, like to have to call someone long distance back then. It's like, oh, it's gonna cost money for this call, and now it's like you just call anywhere, like in the same country, like in the U.S., like you just call. It's like, yeah, it's whatever. It doesn't matter at all. Then we had to figure out at the Congress office, we had to figure out like the best long distance plan for our office phone. It
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
was like a stupid
That
discussion
stuff
we had
just
to
like
have.
went away, and
Right.
it's like kind of slow bleed. I can't even tell you when it stopped. All I know is they constantly ask me for my home phone number on every form
still.
I fill out. And then mobile's like way down.
Yeah.
It's like I fill out my home phone number, then it says mobile, and I just want to write, come on. It's like I gave you my number. I have one phone number. Call me on it.
Or all those. Remember, there was also like that huge industry for a while of long distance carriers where you'd go to like a payphone and there'd be stickers all over it. That'd be
Yeah.
like, for long distance, 8 cents a minute,
I
dial
remember
this
some of
number.
those.
Like 10111.
Yeah, you dial a prefix.
Right.
You guys won't remember this because you were in a different country.
Yeah.
But Patrick, do you remember any of those? There's like some of that, like they spent
There was one that had like
Millions
TV
marketing.
commercials, and it was
like
like
10-10-421 or something like that.
something like that.
Yeah.
We had commercials for our directory inquiry services, like all those 118, 118, 118, 118, 500.
So, Gavin, were you the one who didn't know that?
It was those
Those
two blokes
who were like always
118,
racing. with their stupid headbands.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
It's like a really if you called it and they put you through to the number you wanted, it would cost you like 3 times as much.
Well, then there was always that phase where I felt like every advert was like a compare website. Compare car insurance, compare home insurance, like compare the market, go compare.
Compare the meerkat.
Yep.
10, 10, 220.
All right, 10, 10, 220. I got close.
Christopher Lloyd's in this commercial.
That's big bucks being spent there.
Oh, that's John Lithgow on that
John
one.
Lithgow.
No, that's 10, 10, 3, 2, 1, though.
Wow.
What year was that?
The one I'm watching is
it's got
99.
VHS
This must be
scan line on it.
late
That tells you
90s.
anything.
94. Jesus.
They advertise these things constantly.
There was
I
also-
want nut
Oh, wow.
crushing ice cream.
There was-
What was he eating there?
There was
That
also
incredible.
like a scam that a scam industry that evolved alongside this. I don't know if you remember this, but like if you picked up a payphone or if you picked up your home phone and you told the made an operator assisted call, you're making a long distance call. Operator asks you what long distance carrier do you want to use?
Yeah.
And normally you'd say like AT&T or MCI or whatever the fuck there was at the time. If you said like whichever one or it doesn't matter.
I don't care.
I don't care. Those were companies as well that charged a crazy high rate to
Wow.
you.
There's a company called I Don't Care.
Right. So if they
genius.
said, what long distance company do you want
Right.
to use? You'd say, I don't care. Operator said, connecting the call. And you'd be using I don't care long distance, paying like $3 a minute.
That's amazing.
Genius.
Yeah.
That's so
You'd have to be like,
It's genius,
make
but
your own
shitty.
choice, sir. I trust you.
Yeah. Then none of that matters anymore. No, it's all gone.
So funny.
Well, one of
I will
the
leave
one
that
of
to
the
your discretion.
I think before you worked at the company,
Pass me
one of the
through.
things we had to do was notify our internet customers for the help desk. We had to inform them because they were in rural communities like Lufkin and Conroe that they now could choose a different long distance carrier than AT&T because most of them still had. I spoke to people who still rented their phone from the phone company every month,
Wow.
which might not be weird because you guys pay for your TVs every year. But it was for a long time, the telephone company owned the entire network. They even owned the phone in your house. It was not your phone.
I remember
It's the same
going
with
to
my-
the phone company with my mother to pick a new color of phone for our kitchen phone.
Get the avocado?
We went with yellow.
Oh, you want classic.
The
Very
yellow one.
kitcheny.
It's an old joke in the
I
telephone.
mean, I don't own my modem.
You don't own your cable box, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so it doesn't seem like that.
I don't wanna own it.
That. But it's weird to have a phone that's
Ugly.
not your phone. You're leasing your
I don't
phone.
want it.
My fucking cable box died on Christmas Day.
Oh, no.
What a
If only
fucking
you had the internet and
what-
everything was on demand anyway.
what a fucking stupid problem to have.
Was it
Why?
actually a problem?
It's like you just want to put something on, whatever, right? It's like I had family over. It's like you just want to have something to
Oh,
like
that's fair.
distract people. And it's like, oh no, you want to watch a big red X and a number 2? Because I can show you that. If you want to watch anything else, you're fucked right now.
But your cable box went down. The cable service was fine.
Cable service was fine.
Why don't you just do the Apple TV?
I did. I mean, that was the solution. But then it's
I
like
had a
you have to teach your family like.
solution to my problem.
But then you have to teach your family and people who aren't necessarily tech savvy, like, okay,
Oh, yeah,
the
that's
TV's
true.
not working. You have to use this device, which
No,
you've never
don't
used
touch
Dude,
before.
we got my grandma an iPad for Christmas. I have never seen anyone less enthused to receive an iPad in my entire life.
Really?
She was just like, ugh. You're going to expect me to learn this?
Yeah.
You guys kidding? Because she, like...
You've given me a job.
yeah, exactly. And I, like, sat with her all through Christmas and tried to teach her how to use it. And she'd just be like, it's no use.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah, been there.
She's like, I have a phone. That's what I do. It's in my house. People call me. If I go and meet them and they're not there, I go home. That's what I do.
Sounds wonderful. Pretty soon you'll be coming over. She'll be using it to like put hot plates on it.
Probably.
Oh
Pull them
god,
out of the oven. She's just using it as a, like a
this iPad is great for induction.
like I
It's
just
kind of amazing.
use it as a hot plate now. That's it. The my dad drove me insane when he got a Mac, and I set it up so that I could remote desktop in. What do they call that on Mac? They call it something else.
It's remote assistant or
Screen
something.
view or
Screen
something?
share.
Screen share or something
Share
like that.
desktop.
Yeah, and I had it set up to where I could do that. I set up all of us everything the way he had it, and he lived in Asheville, North Carolina, and he had this guy at a local computer shop who. It was annoying that he like would trust that guy more than me to help him set up because I knew everything my dad was doing on his computer. But then he also called him he was a Mac guru, but my dad couldn't pronounce the word guru. And so he kept calling him his Mac guru. And I just like it.
That's a great baseball player name, Mac Guru.
It just compounded the aggravation.
Stop talking about this guru.
And it's just like it drove me insane.
Why couldn't you
I
pronounce
remember
guru?
you.
I have to go and see the Apple Genoise.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
remember you being on the phone with him, like trying to help troubleshoot his stuff, or like it would just stop working. You'd be like, "What did you do? What happened?
What did you do?
Just get Geek Squad to come over.
But as Matt Guru would turn off my screen sharing stuff so I couldn't log into my dad's computer.
Sneaky guru.
God.
Little
The
sneak guru.
guru's trying to make his own business. Like, if you're helping him,
Yep.
the guru's
Wow,
not making
that-
any money.
He knew what he was doing, that guru.
If I'm being optimistic, I can always hope the guy thought, I'm going to take this off that guy's hands. Because everyone knows what it's like to be the tech support person in your family. That can be kind of a nightmare.
I like the idea more that he was an evil little guru who didn't
He's
want
still
you
out there in Asheville, North Carolina.
turning off people's remote desktops.
You know any Matt Gurus there?
Yeah, years ago, I bought a
Preying
family
on the
member
elderly.
a computer, and I also bought them like the extended tech support, and like put it like on an 800 number, and I was like, here, that's the number. If there's any issues, that's who you call to help you with it. Like, I paid extra just so that number would be active for like 3 years, so I would not have to deal with that. That's a nightmare, having to deal with someone else's tech problem.
What it is that I'm pretty techie. I know, I have to do a lot of stuff, but grandparents find problems that there's no reason to exist. Like,
It's amazing.
like a grandparent who's like, all right, I need to be able to plug in a USB stick to my TV and look at photos. It's like, I'm sure. Why though? Why? You have an iPad, you have a computer. Are you going to really drag stuff onto your USB stick and wedge it in your computer and then, no.
And then just sit and like watch them all.
Yeah, and then I'm like doing it, showing it to him, and I was like, "Do you ever do this? Do you think you ever will?" He's like, "No, I just want to know how." It's like,
Yep. Oh man, I found the greatest invention ever. I bought it a couple years ago.
Hold on a second. What is Gus's greatest invention ever?
Speaking of tech support, and in this vein,
It's a helmet that makes a soundproof bubble around your head. What is his greatest invention ever that Gus discovered?
it's a little plug, right? It looks like a pass through. So you plug it into power, and then you plug another device into it. But you configure this plug to connect to your Wi-Fi network.
I have that.
And if it periodically pings the internet, and if the internet ever goes down, it shuts itself off and then turns itself back on. So
What in the world?
you plug your cable modem into it, and if the power plug detects that there's no internet, it power cycles your modem for you. So
wait, if it detects no Wi-Fi,
right, if it detects your Wi-Fi's down,
Right.
so
It'll
what if
restart it for you
I have
automatically.
different Wi-Fi?
you tell it one
I
network.
don't have a big problem with this anymore.
It's if you need to help someone,
Yeah.
and you don't want to have to go over, they don't want to learn how to reboot their devices. It's like, just get
That's
that thing,
awesome.
and it reboots everything on its own.
That is all person proof.
Yeah.
I have a problem with my super first world problem home automation, where at some point through some app, I've set it so that if I use Alexa for a timer, and then the timer runs out, it will beep like normal. But all of my lights flash in every room.
What?
Yeah, and I
The
assume
most
at some
extreme
point,
alarm.
yeah. So like, Meg will just be like,
Your
chilling-
eggs are done.
Yeah, I'll be like cooking breakfast, and then she'll be in the bedroom where it's really far from the kitchen, and all the lights are like, and they all go off individually, and all of the living room and all of the kitchen's doing it. And I'm like, Alexa, stop.
It's like the crystal maze.
Yeah, and I don't know, because it was a long time ago, I don't know which app this function is in.
love
It's
this.
not in the Hue bulbs, it's not in Alexa.
It's like some separate thing you installed.
It's
Super
somewhere.
panic room alarm.
Yeah, but
Look
it's
in your
just,
skills. It could be in your skills from Alexa.
tried. I've
Okay,
looked.
okay.
After you sounded so tired.
Well, I know a
Usually
Mac
you do
Guru.
is throw it all away, and just start fresh.
Oh, but
Just
it's not-
burn your house down.
Your Alexa is possessed.
Well, you know what? I was going to do for a vlog, but I didn't do it because one of the most consistent complaints that I got when I was making the vlog was, first of all, less Ellie, obviously.
Oh.
But then the other complaint, the main complaint I got was, don't spend money on anything.
Oh, that was true.
That was, don't spend money on anything. And I wanted to do a really funny vlog, but it was going to be intentionally wasteful, and I forget what it was.
Was it your laundry one?
No. Oh, that's the other one I want to do. You'll appreciate this, Gavin. Here's some vlog ideas that are going to leave. I was going to do, when we were traveling one time, I was going to take my entire suitcase and turn it into the hotel and say, laundry, do it all. Because when you see that sheet of what the laundry costs at a hotel, and she was going to go to a laundromat and spend like $7.
Yeah.
How much do you think it would cost
To do a whole suitcase?
like 2 weeks of clothes on in a normal hotel?
At a hotel, you'd probably pay like $500.
It's astronomical, the price of laundry.
It's
I've
like
never used laundry in a hotel.
£25 a
It's
jean.
like, it's like $35 for a shirt.
Yeah.
That'd be an
Yeah,
interesting
it's
game
ridiculous.
to complete a simple task in the most expensive way possible.
That's what the other thing was. On Amazon, I was buying something. I don't know what it was. just to say how simple this thing was, I'm going to say it was an LED light bulb, but not a Hue bulb, just an LED light bulb. And it said, do you want professional installation? It was $85. I was like,
Yes.
I've got to be the guy who's like, all right, yes, I want you to come install my light bulb for $85.
That would be so good if you like plan to work from home. So he arrives and you're like, yeah, it's just there. Thanks. And
Yeah,
just sit down.
it's that one.
Thanks, buddy.
Do you mind if I watch? But what the hell was
It'd be great if it wasn't like out of reach, like it was a lamp, like a desk lamp, and you're working, and it's like it's right, it's that one.
Yeah.
It's this one and it's driving me crazy. If you-
I'm over my head. I've been trying to figure this out.
Like, there are some things where it suggests professional installation, and you really do have to wonder if the technician showing up at the house is like, feels bad at all.
I think I got offered it when I bought a blender. And I was like, sure.
On
love
Twitter,
it.
at WrongBobDenver says, Gavin, lad, you have alerts for hearing impaired on.
That's what it is.
Maybe you're deaf.
How did I do that, though?
What's that?
How did I manage
Maybe you
that?
just
And
asked
why
Siri
is
to
it-
repeat herself too
why is
many
it in
times.
all the rooms, not just the kitchen?
Is everything's connected, right?
Ellie can't see the joke. Otherwise, she would have picked up on it immediately. I was explaining to Gavin. I said, it's like the time that we, the time that we did the quotes in around AIM messages to. I saw there was a thread on Reddit this weekend where they had, what were your favorite Reddit posts? My favorite Reddit post of all time did not make the cut for some reason. I tried to find somebody else posting it, which was the guy who discovered his prostate. And that incredibly well-written Reddit post. But, it was in there. Your snail thing was in there. But the Reddit version of the snail, which I think was that they give you and the snail $1 million.
I think that was in our original.
But then the snail just chases you for the rest of your life.
Yeah. That was our original.
Oh, and then we modified it for $1 million, where it's just the person gets it. Why does the snail get $1 million?
Well, yeah, it was your thing, I think.
Snail thing?
I think you wanted the snail to be able to have the ability to hunt you in more interesting ways.
You buy like plane tickets and stuff.
It can get into a taxi.
There you go.
There you go.
Not maybe.
Would the snail
if it's-
need representation in that respect?
Like an agent?
Someone, to help him spend that million, like a wealth management.
Just get an assistant. be a snail's assistant. That'd be good.
Did you see that thing with those flyers around LA? It was like bathe in my milk or something.
I've seen those posted online, but I've never seen them actually.
Apparently it was
What is
all
that?
just a load of shit. It was like a prank. It was a joke by some
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
guy. But it was,
Yeah, that
it was
was
basically
weird.
a poster, and it had pictures of this woman in like this disgusting robe and just different men in a rank bath full of milk. And it was like different pictures of different men. And it's like, come and bath in my milk, I'll watch.
Oh, wow.
And there was like a phone number.
Oh, how
And it's
many
the
people do you think
creepiest-
called it?
I don't know.
Did you see the Golden Globes last night?
No, I saw some of the highlights. I saw the Oprah speech, which was amazing.
You talked about, he talked about seeing that billboard. When we think about when they're talking about, was it James Franco was talking about
Tommy Wiseau?
Yeah, Tommy Wiseau in the room, and about how you saw the billboard. No, it was Seth Rogen was talking about it. You saw the billboard for the movie, and it had his phone number on it, so that you could call him and talk about the movie. Like, that's just so wild. It's just out there.
Did you guys see when James Franco accepted the Golden Globe?
Yeah.
Was it for Best Actor?
Didn't
Yes.
he try and Tommy Wiseau tried to grab the mic?
He called him up on stage. It was such a funny moment. I thought James Franco handled it really well, actually.
Yes.
Because Tommy Wiseau walks up on stage. They go to like shake hands, awkward hug kind of a thing. And then as soon as they back away from each other, Tommy Wiseau leans in and goes to grab the mic. And James Franco has his phone in his hand because he's about to like read a speech off, and he just goes like this, like Tommy Wiseau's coming in for the mic, like this, and James Franco just goes, whoa, like that. And it was just like, there's no way in hell I'm going to let you get on the mic.
Absolutely not.
I mean, let's not be insane about this. You can come up on stage, but they'll never give me another award again if you start yammering on the mic.
You start grabbing the mic. It's like, it's not a mic you're supposed to grab and move. It's like the one that goes into the floor and comes up. Like, it's in its position. You don't fucking grab that thing and yank on it.
I just worried whatever's going to come out of his mouth. That's what I'd be worried about. 'cause
Where's he
don't know.
from?
No one knows.
No.
No.
He just-
New Orleans.
That's what he says.
Really?
No one-
That's what he says, yeah.
Oh, he
Have you
says-
not seen The Disaster Artist?
Oh, it's so good.
I've avoided that whole thing. I don't like bad movies for the sake of bad. I don't think bad movies can be good movies.
No.
No, it's more of
It's-
a like it's kind of a celebration of actually that he did do this. Like, yeah, he's super insane, but he spent he made the movie that he wanted to make.
Right. It's about passion and about, doing what you want to do despite other people telling you
disaster
that
artist
you can't. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just never got into the whole room phenomenon.
But I hadn't seen The Room before I watched The Disaster Artist, and it was still so good and so funny.
Have you seen The Room now?
No, I feel like I saw enough of it to understand what, I don't think I need to put myself through it.
At the end of The Disaster Artist, they show some side-by-side comparison scenes.
They do such a good job of, remaking it. It's brilliant. It's a really good film.
Yeah, I've seen some clips, just interactions between, they look like humans, but...
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes from it is when Seth Rogen, his character, goes to, cash his check, and he does not believe there's any way that there's going to be money on the other end of this. And the guy's like, yeah, starts counting out, and he's just like, wait, what, really? I'm getting paid for this movie? Oh, okay. I guess I'll do it. It's so good.
How cool is it to be that in the public eye and have no one know where you're from?
Yeah.
Or know your real name or age?
Is that not his name?
What, you don't know his origin? He's like Wolverine, basically.
All the way through the movie, he says he's 19.
Does he really?
Yeah.
He's like, how old are you? He's like, same as you. And he's like, there's no way. What are you talking about? It's fantastic.
Patrick, if there's any way that we could pull up the James Franco's, even without audio, the acceptance speech, because you can see the move that he does. But then when Franco starts giving the actual speech, my favorite moment, I think, from any awards ceremony of all time now is when James Franco calls out his oldest friend in entertainment, known him since Freaks and Geeks, Seth Rogen. And they cut to Seth Rogen, and I can't begin to describe the look on Seth Rogen's face when they cut to him. It's literally, it's kind of like this. You get a weird hair thing going on too. And he's like this. And he holds it. He just holds it forever. Thanks for cutting away on that, by the way. But he holds that expression for so friggin' long, and then they just go back to Franco, and Franco's no reaction. But to me, I was like, what the hell was that?
James Franco probably couldn't see it, right? They might not have a monitor.
I don't know, man. That look would have crossed some distance.
I want to see that look now.
Are you gonna watch I, Tonya? Have you seen I, Tonya?
I want to see it.
Did you get a screener?
I did.
I knew you did, you fucker.
I enjoyed the Natalie Portman moment very much.
Oh, here we go.
Got it.
So this is, he goes for the hug, and then here, watch, goes right for the mic. He's like, what? Even James Franco's like, fuck that.
The look on his face, he's laughing, no, I know where this is going. No.
Absolutely not.
And then right after that, he starts doing the speech, and then you can see Seth Rogen's face. I'm sure they'll cue it up.
Yeah.
But I was just so happy seeing Seth Rogen's face.
That was brilliant.
It just made me laugh.
Yeah, I watched that highlight, and then I watched the Natalie Portman moment.
What was Natalie Portman?
Where she's announcing the nominees for Best Director, and no females had been nominated. So she goes, and the all-male nominees are, and the whole room's like, ooh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was one of the biggest, that's one of the highlights.
Who got snubbed? Director from Wonder Woman?
There?
Because she was right. Because one of the best film candidates, and one that won an award a couple of days ago, and everyone thought should have been nominated and would have won, was a female directors.
Well, who was it?
Grace Gelbig's movie Lady Bird.
Greta Gerwig.
Greta Gerwig, yeah.
I saw Lady Bird at the draft house. I was shocked that Lady Bird won in that category. Oh,
If you guys see in full motion here.
Can we see it? Oh, they're scrubbing.
He's like, my buddy said, they're like, hey. I don't know why the way he was holding that. I think he must be growing his hair out for something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For life.
He had the crazy long beard and the crazy hair.
He's going to be playing the Jack Patillo story.
So you got a Jack Patillo vibe from
the big old beard.
Yeah.
Jack doesn't have that anymore, but
I thought they announced something they're going to be doing next, and I was really excited about it. Damn, I don't know.
Well, here, while you think about that, let me read this thing here.
Seth Rogen got in fucking great shape for the Green Hornet, man.
Want to remind everyone, This episode of the RT Podcast is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You've heard me talk about the amazing shave I get from Dollar Shave Club razor, especially when I use it with Dr. Carver's shave butter. Well, I'm here to tell you I'm never giving up my membership. In fact, I'm adding even more Dollar Shave Club products to the daily routine. Dollar Shave Club makes products for your hair, face, skin, shower, everything you need. They got me looking and feeling amazing. I use Dollar Shave Club for just about everything. Got me covered from head to toe, and it's all their own original stuff. They only use the finest premium ingredients and deliver it right to you. Now's a great time to give Dollar Shave Club a try. You can get your first month of their best razor along with the travel size versions of shave butter, body cleanser, and yes, even butt wipes for just $5. After that, replacement cartridges ship for just a few bucks a month for the razor, not for the butt wipes. It's the DSC starter set. Get yours for just $5 exclusively at dollarshaveclub.com/roosterteeth. That's dollarshaveclub.com/roosterteeth. Go and check them out. And thanks to Dollar Shave Club for sponsoring this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast. Who is it? So on... I was talking about the Natalie Portman thing.
The beard comeback has affected the razor industry at all? I feel like I still buy as many razors.
You still have to groom and trim.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still got accessory razors.
Right.
Like I'm still going around the edges and stuff.
So on Twitter, Peter Hayes is saying the Natalie Portman moment was the thing because it was straight after Oprah's speech, and Ron Howard started the segment with, "Well, moving on from that."
Ooh.
No, did he really?
That's what.
Did he really?
I don't know.
Gotta watch this Golden Globes
bad
now.
Phrasing.
Well, moving on from that.
I'm sure he didn't mean it in that way. But
Yeah,
just
because I thought it would be difficult to follow that. Like after Oprah left the stage, I was like, "Wow,
Yeah.
like who's got to come up and be like, all right, now time for awards."
Sure.
People are talking about how much they want Oprah now to run for president after this incredible speech that she gave at the Golden Globes, which she gave an incredible speech at the Golden Globes, and it was really awesome, and everything she said I agree with 100%. The problem is I can't imagine if the race for the presidency in 2020 is Trump versus Oprah. That would seem like such a late
Completely possible.
90s
That sounds
joke.
like
Someone doesn't have to be on TV to be president.
That sounds like a musical.
It doesn't.
Trump versus Oprah.
Like I've even heard the talk about there being a Oprah Tom Hanks ticket. So it's two people that are just entertainment stars.
I think Tom Hanks said that as a joke.
Okay.
I hope so.
Listen.
That's insane.
Listen. The entire time that Trump was going through the primaries, it was a big joke. Remember?
Yeah.
It was a big fucking joke.
Man, have you read Fire and Fury?
No. Why would I fucking read that?
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know. I don't spend.
That's a weird visceral reaction to that question.
I don't know why people spend so much time.
Is it because it's written by a big phony?
It's all fake. So I read a really interesting review of it, which is my prejudice that I have against the book, which is that it's just a bunch of things that can't be confirmed or denied, nothing that can be verified.
A lot of which has, though, and not all of it can be.
That basically, and this is I think a metaphor for the country as a whole right now, possibly even now the world, is that basically just your reaction to the book falls along certain lines. Either you love the book and you think it's great and somebody wrote this horrible book about Trump, or it's a piece of shit, it's bullshit, and it shouldn't have never been written in the first place. It doesn't change anything, doesn't add anything to the conversation at this point. It just continues to amplify the conversation we continue to have. Which is why people get on Twitter and they fucking subscribe to Trump, the people that dislike him the most.
Yeah,
it's like the Howard Stern effect.
I refuse to do that.
I don't,
I don't follow him.
But I read every one of his tweets because everyone I follow retweets his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they realize what a savant this guy is for managing media and PR.
Yeah.
I don't even think he gets it, how good he is at it. He just changes the conversation every 2 minutes. Boom, 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 boom.
I feel like it's a cosmic accident, but he seems to do it every time. Like he knows how to rile his people up.
He wrote the word "like" in a tweet. There's the tweet that everyone went nuts about this weekend, where he said, I'm mentally stable. Who adds the word "like" into?
I thought he was doing it to be funny. To be honest,
I think he was doing it.
No.
I think
it
was totally deliberate.
He has no understanding of the English language.
He's very.
I think
very
at a
little.
rudimentary, he might have like an 8th grade mastery of the English language.
He put it in as like an interstitial. It wasn't like part of the. Like I just said the word.
I think the punctuation he uses is all interesting. Like it doesn't make sense anything.
do you think he dictated it and he couldn't? He said like
No.
Hey, draft this tweet for me. I'm like mentally stable.
But the reason I bring
then
up
you
the
just
book,
slam the door and the
reason I
curtain.
bring up the book is I'm listening to the audiobook, and I can't imagine being the person who had to record the audiobook who's reading it and going like, "Wait, what? Really? Is that how that went down?" It's like
there are a lot of bad takes of this guy just being like,
It's like, is that true? Like, I refuse to believe that this actually happened. This doesn't seem right.
that's super not right.
So we've talked about the book without really mentioning anything in it. Like, is there anything that stood out for you in this book?
There was I'm only on chapter 3, I think. Like, I'm not too far into it yet. And there was a phrase I'd never heard before that I really loved, where he said that someone described someone else as being the type of person who sucks up and shits down. I was like, that's a fucking great phrase.
Woof.
That works as a phrase.
Yeah, I was like, I've never heard like it put into that kind of context. Like that's pretty good.
I'm assuming at this point you guys follow Peter Hayes on Twitter. He put a side by side of me and Seth Rogen. If you guys want to grab that,
Or cut away from it.
what's yeah.
That is pretty good.
I didn't have the hand gesture down. It wasn't as wild-eyed as I recalled. It was better in my head. A wild-eyed Seth Rogen was.
One of the eyes is open more. I think that's what he's doing there.
Yeah. What's the chance he's not stoned?
Oh,
Slim.
Slim
You
to
ever sat
none.
through an award ceremony? I mean,
Horrid.
we can't watch him on TV. Can you
Yeah.
imagine sitting there?
Why did you say slim to none?
What?
He asked, what are the chances that he's not stoned? And you said slim to none.
That he's not stoned.
What are the
Slim to
chances that
none.
he's not stoned?
Is that just a common saying, or did you say that for a reason?
I think that's just an idiom that I know.
Okay.
Why?
Why? What are you on about?
It's a reference to something, and I can't remember what movie that's from. So that's like someone's response to everything. It's like,
Slim
what
to
are the odds?
none?
I think it might have been like the original Jackass.
It's
like,
a saying, slim to none.
it's just, I feel like it's a saying I don't hear very frequently, and I associate it with
Jackass?
this movie.
Slim to none.
Right. It's like, what are the odds that this is actually going to work? Slim to none. Like, that's something everyone kept saying.
Or maybe it's
Is it like a
Top
Pontius
Gear?
quote or something?
I don't know. I was just curious if you were saying it in reference to something.
Oh no,
But
not
you're
that I'm
just saying
aware
it's an
of,
idiom.
but
Right.
maybe could be like Top Gear embedded deep
dare
in
you,
my mind
Ellie.
or something.
Who's the best person from Jackass that just cracks you up every time you watch him?
Chris Pontius, I think.
Pontius for you?
Yeah.
Pontius would be probably
Chris Pontius and Dave England.
Dave England to me. He's the most
Yeah.
underrated guy in
Dave England's
Jackass.
fucking funny.
When he
Dave
double
England-
kicks Bam Margera in the face, it's one of the greatest moments on television ever.
Dave England has all the best moments, I think. Well, he's the most disgusting. He's always the one
so
shitting, or he's like making an omelet from his stomach.
It's Clueless. Thank you, Patrick.
To me, he has one of the best reactions from the TV series when Johnny Knoxville rigged up that doorbell that sets off like an airbag.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Oh my god,
And
that
it hits
was
him right in the
amazing.
face. and then he had powder in his eyes, and he's like, he just goes, "What happened?" It's like, he has no idea where he is or what's happened
And like
to
all
him.
these streamers go off. It's so extreme.
Oh God, it's always so great.
That one, that doorbell and the big hand.
That's so funny. I
Oh.
just watched both of those.
Really?
Yeah.
The big hand is so
The big
good.
hand is classic.
I like a lot of Wee Man quotes because his sentences are so messed up sometimes. Where he's like, he'll say something like, "Oh, I fell down, kinda," but it's like he'll put like weird extra bits in the sentences that make no sense.
Yeah. Do you think that he regrets not using his real name all those years? And just
Jason.
using, I guess Wee
His
Man
real
is
name
his,
is in the movies.
Yeah, I think it has to be.
Does everyone else go? No one else uses a stage name, right? They all have like their name.
There's a couple like the
I mean, it might be a-
ancillary people. Steve-O. Yeah, Steve-O. I
but
guess
it's still
that's
like a stage name.
It's a
right?
moniker, yeah.
Right.
Well, so Sweet Man. It's a moniker, you know. Oh, there he is.
God.
Catch it in the face. Oh, that's awful, dude.
He had to have been concussed.
Yeah.
He was just so
Yeah.
disoriented now.
Dude, the one with the big hand. You talk about where they're coming into like the
Yep.
craft services area that have the huge high five hand. The end one is where they hit Bam Margera with it. And
Oh, and he just like, boom.
it is incredible. if it's like the most amazing pratfall of all time if he's faking it, and I don't think he is, because he just like he's flat as a board and he just goes straight down. His feet just slide. It's amazing.
Who is it? Don't they make someone carry like a tray full of soup? Is it Dave
think it's
England?
Dave England.
Who's got like they're like bring the soup in.
Yeah,
He's
like-
got like
Aaron McGarry. I don't know how you say his last name.
he's got
Aaron
the fucking
McGee.
tray of
McGee,
soup.
yeah.
This one?
This is the Bam Margera one.
Oh yeah, gotta watch the trajectory of like.
And they put flour on it. Oh man. Yeah, he just
So
The funny thing is too about Jackass too, they didn't have flour on the first one when I think Wee Man came in. And then they have the flour. You can watch like the progression of what they need. They add to the prank or the joke. They keep adding to it as they go. Every time there's an iteration of it. Something about that show is just like so genuine. I love it.
And it's weird because I was thinking about this whole Logan Paul thing. I was watching all the other stuff of him going around Japan, just being a menace to the Japanese
Awful.
public. And I was
So
like,
awful.
what an awful person to be around. And then I thought, but I've also watched the Jackass guys do the exact same
there's
thing.
well, the Jackass guys were doing it to each other.
yeah.
Well, there was the panda
No, there was the bit where like party boys like grinding up against the security guard and stuff, where they're actually messing with people in Japan.
And then remember they put the panda suits on and like crashed into
skateboarding,
like shoving each other through
charisma,
the
right? Like that's the thing that can set apart something from being like offensive and funny.
I just felt like a hypocrite when I was like, this scummy Logan Paul dude.
Well, he has no charisma and he's not endearing.
Well, to us,
The Jackass
maybe
guys
to
are
his
like,
audience.
in a way. Yeah.
I'm sure his audience would rather watch Logan Paul
That's
than
true.
Jackass.
Why?
When Ellie first started working with me and she was going to start working on the vlog, I had her sit down. I said, we're going to watch some other vloggers and like talk about some stuff. I gave up on that. Well, a video and a half in, she just was like, I hate all these people are terrible.
No, that is not true.
The ones I showed you, you were just like, get that, take that away.
Who's your?
Who?
Well, I don't want to name any names. I like their work.
How about this then, Ellie? Who's your favorite vlogger?
Who's your favorite vlogger?
Don't say
he's
him.
not here. He's not here.
I don't know. I mean, Casey Neistat impresses me anew every time, like with what he manages to do. And I'm like, I wouldn't say that I find his like that I'm extremely attracted to him as like a human, but I'm always very impressed by his work.
So talented but ugly. That's what we're getting out of this? Is that what
I didn't,
That's the TLDR.
that's not what I said.
I was summarizing. I was translating from proper British to American.
But there's always something about his video. They're like, whoa, that was super impressive to watch.
He did a breakdown one time of the stories that he tells, like how he approaches that every video has to have conflict and resolution in it. And he showed one of his favorites, or he referenced one of his favorites, and I went and watched it, where he like got his drone stuck on the roof of a building and then went to a taller building, but it was like 12 stories taller. And he rigged up this thing with twine and a bent coat hanger and like lowered it down and hooked his thing 12 stories below him and brought his drone up and saved it. I kind of spoiled the end of the video, but it's like 3 years old at this point.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So every vlog has conflict and resolution.
I think he tries to do that, but then he also does one where he opens packages.
Right.
So, you know.
Oh, you mean like Awu?
Yeah. Well, I think that's like I don't know what you call that. It's like a format, like unboxing.
Unboxing, yeah.
But it's like stuff that people send you. I never do unboxing stuff because I always feel like, and I'm not trying to call out anybody that works with us, because many, many people on the internet do this, and many people clearly enjoy it. But I always feel like if I do that, I'm insinuating that people should send me stuff.
Yeah, I had a.
That's why I don't do it. It feels weird. It feels almost like begging.
I had a weird moment last week where, like, I participated in the Rooster Teeth holiday card exchange, and I got my card, and I thanked the person who sent it, on social media. And Count 3D had sent me a really nice gift as well. He had sent me this poster, but I didn't thank him on Twitter, and he had emailed me asking if I got it, and I said, yeah, I did. But it's like I didn't want to thank him because I didn't want to thank him publicly because I didn't want to make it seem like I was encouraging other people to send me gifts as well.
Yeah,
like, does that make sense? Like,
that's just us.
I should have sent him. I should have preemptively sent him a message.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah, that's definitely on me. But I didn't want to do it publicly.
I went onto my Amazon account to complain about an item that arrived broken, as is my right. And I saw that you can now add unboxing videos to your past orders as part of like Amazon. It's on that Amazon's like
you can publish videos that you've made.
It's like add unboxing video to your order, like to your delivered order.
So you watch somebody else's one, or you make your own?
You make your own. Like, if
Who's that for? For other people to?
I guess
or
the
Amazon?
people who are buying.
Right. So you look at the product and it shows up.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, it says like add your unboxing video. So I wonder if it is like as an alternative to writing a review. Now you can also add an unboxing video to your past.
See,
orders.
when you were saying it first, I was like, if there's a problem with the order, then maybe you can
No,
attach
that was just
a
in the
video
same
for-
pages where it's like return and replace item, add unboxing video, write review.
You know what I would do? I'm going to start publishing those, but all I'm going to be doing in the
Just
video
breaking-
is popping those stupid airbags and then like breaking down boxes, because it seems like that's
And you
half
just
the job.
take the actual product and you're like, all right,
It does seem like the convenience of ordering stuff online versus getting it in real life.
Call it a deboxing video.
There you go. I like it.
I fucking invented a format for you.
It's all yours. You can have it and run
debox
with it.
therapy.
It'd be like the opposite of ASMR, just making like very loud, sharp noises.
Rip, like try to tear the tape off the side and everything. It's like dealing with cardboard. I do feel like the Amazon culture of sending stuff directly to your house, it doesn't feel like it's sustainable to me, because they ship all this stuff in mass to locations. Then you go and buy the stuff you want and take it home. You know, like you say you went to a Best Buy and bought stuff. But if your people are buying, and I'm not talking about computers or somebody buys a TV or something like that. I'm talking about people like you can subscribe to laundry pods and they just show up, right? And it's like if they're shipping a box of laundry pods right to your house, it just seems like laundry detergent is still something that you should go to the store to get.
But
Like if you bought a 24-pack of bottled water, that seems like be the most wasteful thing you could do is order that on Amazon.
But what would you rather have? Everyone going to a store,
Yeah,
like
see, I
everyone
don't know.
using their cars,
Also-
or one car driving around delivering.
And also,
it?
is that
Yeah, see, I don't know.
is that delivery vehicle going to be driving down your street, passing your house anyway? Like it's not
Be
going out
making
of its
tons
way.
rounds.
But the delivery truck doesn't deliver all like 30 items you buy at the grocery store at one time.
It's true.
So you're getting like 2 or 3 at a time. So imagine if you went to the grocery store, but you're only allowed to buy 4 things,
Seems
and then you
like-
got to come home, drop them off, go back again.
Seems like kind of impossible math.
It is. Seems like this is like massive actuary table, and it just doesn't matter. It's like at the end of the day, it's whatever the market demands, and that's the way it's going to be. And they're going to have
They'll go,
drones, and it won't matter.
Guys, we're out of cardboard. We don't know what to do.
What's the most expensive online ordering mistake you've made? Like you ordered it and you're like, oh, I ordered the wrong thing.
My mum
Normally you
wanted
could
this
do-
cat scratcher, but it was actually like this big off the floor, like for like a leopard or something. And so she
wanted
just
the
arrived, and
tiny
it was
one?
like it was like 5 feet high. And she was like, oh, for like our 2 domestic cats at home.
Like you ordered something, but it was a lot smaller. Than you thought,
that was
right?
a huge mistake. So for when we moved into the Congress office down south, I said, I'm tired of
Ralph
buying
Ablanedo?
utensils. Ralph Ablanedo. I'm tired of buying utensils all the time, so I'm going to buy 2,500 of forks and knives and spoons. So I just ordered them all. And then I did the mistake of I ordered the forks, I ordered the knives, but I ordered the forks. Then said people who bought this also bought this, so I bought that. Then people who bought this also bought that. I said, okay, I bought that too. So those forks, knives, and spoons, they all came. No sense of scale. It was a spoon, but they were all this big. And we had 2,500 spoons that were like taster spoons.
I forgot about that.
But they were perfectly shaped spoons, but just tiny.
Is it because you just went for the cheapest spoon?
No, I just literally went the
We
recommended
asked the audience.
people who bought
and their answer was
exactly.
tiny spoon.
There was something else that I saw. I think I posted about it on Twitter or sent it to you guys, where it was people who bought this also bought this, and it was a classic mistake of that's not going to fit that because they're 2 different formats. And I can't remember what it was, but it was something along the lines of like a standard versus metric Allen wrenches or something like that. But it was something that I know doesn't fit.
Did you see that photo I tweeted this weekend of the giant bags of chocolate?
Oh my god.
Yeah, what are you doing with yourself?
It's like a similar thing where
Where were you?
I was at Home Goods.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
It's like a Marshalls.
Yeah, and they had 50-pound, they're 20-pound bags.
22-pound bags of chocolate. And it looked like, and people kept saying it looked Photoshopped because it looked like a little bag of mini chocolate you'd buy like this big, except it was 22 pounds worth of it.
What was it, like individually wrapped chocolate
minis,
inside?
2,000 were in each bag.
Whoa,
Oh my
that's
God.
huge.
And nobody else was freaking out in the store. Like I saw it and I was like, what the fuck is that? Like I went over and immediately started taking
Really?
photos of it, and nobody else is even looking at it.
It's really
I actually pulled it down from
Oh,
the
they're
shelf up there. You see the
definitely-
empty shelf?
Yeah.
It was up there. I was like, what the hell is that? At first I thought it was dog
They're
food.
definitely for like hotels, aren't they?
Must be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
No,
was
it's for that.
$300 and the other was $200.
My friend in uni once bought from Amazon like 2 crates of chocolate digestive biscuits. And then it said people who also bought, and it was a book that was called Weight Management, A Cry for Help. We were like, oh, that's so good.
What's your go-to biscuit?
Chocolate digestive.
Yeah, fair play.
But as my palate has matured, I've gone from the milk chocolate to the dark chocolate.
Oh,
Yeah,
a little bit bitter.
yeah.
How do you feel about hobnobs?
I love a hobnob. They're the best for dunking in tea,
Yeah.
for sure.
Peter
But then
Queso,
chocolate-
right?
Bernie, what's a hobnob?
A hobnob is a biscuit that has cream in the center.
Oh, incorrect.
I don't know what that is.
They're like,
Do you know what I bloody never got into, and all my friends loved them, and I thought you're a lunatic, you're a maniac? Wagon wheel.
I hated wagon wheels. Wagon wheels suck. They're gross. They're so gross.
They
No
look
idea.
disgusting.
They're having the most British conversation ever.
Oh, there's a
Hobnob.
hobnob. Oh, so good.
Oh, Gus, there's the tea kettle. The British moment is now over. Thank you, guys. Thanks for participating. We'll see y'all next week.
Wow.
Wait, how
What
do you know?
about
How do you know
wagon
it's
wheel?
ready?
What's that? I know it's ready. I heard the click right before it made the whistle.
We went out for bevs the other
We
day.
did, yeah.
You know, it'd be great. Not to ruin your great moment together. Congratulations, by the way.
Sure.
If they should make a tea kettle that makes a digital whistle.
I'm sure they do.
Sounds like
Well,
it's,
that's exactly what you just did there.
well, I did of YouTube.
Yeah.
It's recording.
But it's now digital.
It's not a kettle, though, is
You
it?
digitized.
And then
kettle.
the people listening to this, it's over a podcast. So who is the real whistle?
I
all
really,
you've
I
done
like
there-
to think that one person was making tea.
I was
when you did that. They were like, oh, it's right. And then now they've been disappointed.
Oh, what other noises can we do like that? Tell us about your lovely date that you guys took. You guys went out for bevs. Where did you go?
You should set it so that when it whistles, all the lights flash.
Yes, it's really helpful. Apparently.
We went to a bar.
Yeah, we went to the schoolhouse, and our fight is over. We're friends now.
Are you friends now? I don't have to like moderate between you guys.
We decided to become friends, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, it was all because of a Pat Butcher joke.
It was.
A Pat Butcher joke.
Yeah. See?
On this podcast.
Gavin made a Pat Butcher joke. What is a reference from EastEnders?
Do I need to play the sequel again?
Flash the lights.
I'll be really quick. And I laughed, and he was like, "Hey, we should be friends because no one else would laugh at a Pat Butcher joke."
True. Tell us the joke. I'll see if I
It was
laugh.
you. It was your face when you got your makeup done.
What was my Pat Butcher joke?
I said you look like Pat Butcher.
Oh, the eyeliner one?
And I thought, because in my head, I thought you looked like Pat Butcher, and I was like, well, there's no point in saying that. No one will get it. Ellie's next to me. And I said it on the podcast.
That's all it took?
Yeah.
So you're bonding by, like, just basically bagging on me. Is that the way it works?
Well,
I mean, we got to unify.
strangers in a strange land.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
It was fun. I had fun. I got tipsy, had some fun.
Yeah.
It was nice.
It was
Where'd you
nice.
guys go drink?
Schoolhouse. They said it.
No, I missed it. In all the fervor.
Well, I missed it.
And all the fervor over everything. I missed it because I was playing my tea kettle noise.
Is it known that we were like sworn enemies before this?
Not sworn enemies, but I think people enjoyed the fact that we should have been friends, but we definitely weren't because we annoyed each other. What is that?
I'm not just playing randomly text message sounds so people will go insane.
Play like the default iPhone ring or something.
Ba-ba-dum.
Alexa, buy the $1 Million Butt card game.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that how that
We
works?
usually get about 30 orders every time we do that. People are like, I ordered it, and I was like, I can stop it, but now I'll get it
Alexa,
anyway.
buy RTX Sydney tickets.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Ah.
It's not there.
But
you know
it
what I found
should.
out?
February 3rd and 4th.
Alexa, flash
Sydney.
the lights.
So, Alexa, hey, look at that. Gavin on the...
Look at that. This is like my house when
Was
I
that
have
our
a
lighting
timer.
director, Gavin, who did that?
That was real quick.
Cody did it. Cody did it. Thank you,
Please.
Cody.
That was
On
wicked. That was really good. Was that all manual? Was that your hands going ape shit? No. Oh.
He has a button.
Alright.
I have buttons. The, I found out the Alexa, you can change it to different...
This is a nightmare for anyone with an Alexa. This
I know it
podcast.
is.
We've said it like 16 times.
I found out that device, you can change its
Alexa,
accent.
play Stevie Wonder.
Stop it. Stop it. The,
All the British Alexas just went off.
but you can put different accents on it. And so I really liked, they have an Indian English and it has an Indian accent. And I really like it because I love the Indian accent. However, for some reason, one of the features I like about it is you tell it you can order stuff that you're out of. Like for me, it's trash compactor bags because I never remember to order them.
Does it listen in Indian?
I don't know if it listens in Indian. No, it's English with an Indian accent is what it is. But when I went to go buy something I said to that device, order more trash compactor bags. And it says you can't order through the Amazon store with different language.
Really?
And I was
I
like,
guess
why
it's-
is that?
Case
That
he
seems
gets it
racist
wrong.
to me. Why can't I not?
Well, Patrick had his Siri.
English, though.
Patrick had his
Yeah,
Siri
it
set
was
to
English.
Australian, and he was trying to get directions, and eventually he had to just speak in an Australian accent for it to understand him.
Yeah, I think it listens in the accent.
Yeah.
Is it really?
It must, because it must be just trying to pick up on your, like...
No. It listen. I don't know
That's true, 'cause you
about
ask
that
it,
device,
you
but
go,
the
yeah.
phone device, you train it to your voice.
You don't do with that device. You
interesting,
don't.
Okay.
You just yammer at it all day long. And then if you're like me, you're like be in a store, just shout to it, and it's not anywhere around you, because you're just used to shouting. It really is like a weird thing with those voice activated things. You get used to it, and then you just randomly yell at things in public, yell out, blah blah. Tell me what time it is. Oh, never mind. But I think the next big thing like that is like when you talk about those chocolates and everything. It's eventually everyone's gonna have a 3D printer in their house years from now.
We'll
right?
get there.
It'll print. It'll be like a replicator from Star Trek, right? And then what do we do?
What will it print, though?
Wait, are you
Like
saying
food
they
and
could print
stuff.
chocolate?
I've seen chocolate printers already.
How would it get...
Those already exist.
But where does the molecules come from?
Eat the spool if you want
You
chocolate.
give it. You give it.
So it just becomes like
Chocolate.
a lol chocolate chef.
Well, yeah, you basically give it chocolate. It'll melt it down
It's all
and then print it out.
substrates. It's all
Right, so you
substrates.
can be like, here's some chocolate. Now can you make this into a fun shape?
Right.
But you can't just be like, create chocolate.
Correct.
Okay, that
you
makes
just put
more sense.
the ingredients in. It'll do it.
I want a thing in my fridge that chucks the food away.
What's wrong with you?
That's called a person.
Or like a little robot
You,
that
you
could
see
feed
something
off
that's
it.
bad, you
Eat
take
the
it and you throw
food.
it away.
Eat the
Eat
food. You're,
food.
you're
Why don't
ordering
they
food
make-
wrong if
Ooh.
you're wasting food. Don't
I don't
stop.
I
order
made an
food. I don't
invention.
put shit in the fridge. What?
Why don't they make a Roomba that runs off old food?
It was like what is it? In Back to the Future, the Mr. Fusion.
Like
Exactly. Could clean your house off of your old carrots.
That'd be great. I'd love to, instead of put food in the bin,
Then we have a discussion.
feed it
Oh, chocolate printer.
There it is.
Let's make it into a face? Who would want to eat a chocolate face?
I would eat a chocolate face. I eat chocolate
I
bunny.
mean, not if it's Casey Neistat's face.
Seth Rogen at the Golden Globes. I'd eat that chocolate face any day of the week.
We don't have the technology for the chocolate beard yet.
And we'll
I always
come.
feel weird when it's like in the shape of, like, when you get like a chocolate Santa.
It's all
I
fondant.
just feel weird about eating his face.
Do you feel weird about eating the ears of a chocolate bunny?
Yeah, a little bit.
Would you eat a chocolate your penis?
No. Probably not.
Sure, why not?
It's too much chocolate. Yeah. Hey, I'll do it.
Nice. That's a good one. Yeah. You did it. Would you eat a chocolate your penis?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, chocolate. Let's make a chocolate your penis.
Would you eat a chocolate your labia?
Yeah, this feels like a celebration.
What?
Not the chocolate.
$1 million. But every chocolate is based on your genitals from now on. Like for
Every single
everybody.
thing you see.
For everybody.
Everybody.
Oh, absolutely. I got no problem with that. I'll take the money.
Really?
Fucking make the check
You're
payable.
ruining chocolate for everybody.
Not
So there's
ruining.
fancy restaurants where the chef
Yeah.
sculpts is
It's
just
all-
your dick and he's
Like-
serving them for like 150
Every
bucks.
Right.
Lindor advert is just like them beautifully
You know,
pouring.
pouring like the liquid chocolate into a bell end.
Yes.
Little kids at Halloween with the
Oh,
little
no.
pumpkin things, and people are just tossing in Gavin's penis.
That's everyone else's problem.
Yeah. You said Bell End. That reminds me of that story I sent you. There's this town somewhere in the UK where
Oh, it's a road, Bell End.
people live on this road, and the road's called Bell End, and they're trying to get the name changed.
Yeah.
They don't understand.
It's the
There's
same.
also
It's
like
they're
a
following.
beach called Sandy Balls. Like you got to just
It's a place
embrace
called
it. in English.
Fingering Hoe.
Yeah.
There
They
was
should get that couple from San Francisco to just buy the street. Then they can do whatever they want to with it.
the people on Bell
That was a deep
End.
cut on that one.
I got you.
Okay.
There was also a road, I think it was Butthole Drive or something, where they changed the name to something else. And now, I don't know, you're living on the best road ever.
Exactly.
They were sick of people like walking up and taking pictures with a sign.
Or stealing the sign.
The name of your
Making it,
street is only important when you, and I do it less and less, but when you have to spell it to people over and over again when you give them your information.
Like Ablanado.
I thought you were going
Oh,
to say
God.
something like when you're using a name generator.
Oh, yeah. You
And
know,
I do it less and less. But
Yeah.
The
those-
porn name is
Yeah.
pet name and the first
you-
the street.
yeah, that's a
That's just a fishing device.
it's a
though.
fishing
and
device.
because of that, I've already said it on videos. I have the worst porn name. Bob Arnold.
Bob Arnold.
No,
Crap.
it's terrible.
It's a really
Poppy
crap porn-
Avenue.
So just so you know,
Wait, what?
Poppy Avenue.
So your street was called Avenue?
The Avenue, yeah.
that started as a phishing attempt.
offensive.
What do they call it? Social engineering?
Yeah. Well, I mean, social engineering is talking to someone. That's just
Yeah.
fishing. Yeah.
But it's kind of like getting the person to say stuff out loud or whatever. It's phishing because those are often questions that are for security
Security
for passwords.
questions,
So people
Like
post,
mother's
and then
maiden
people
name.
like play these fun games and post it online.
Whoa.
And then you give away your cat's
information is searchable.
I've really compromised my information. I've done a lot of those name generators.
name. Yeah, that's just, what are you doing with your time? You're watching
at
The
work.
Room. You're
I'm watching the room and I'm just being like, what would be my pirate name?
name generator.
Mother's
Speaking of which,
maiden name.
speaking of security, there's that whole huge deal going on right now with any CPU ever made in the last 10 years with the Meltdown and the Spectre vulnerabilities. Have you been keeping up with that? Anybody keeping
Yeah,
up with that,
yeah.
or is it just me?
Like all of
A
Intel
lot of words.
and some ARM.
One of those
AMD.
affects just Intel. The other one affects every processor.
Explain this to me because I've read ancillary stuff about it. I've updated all my PCs.
Update
I've heard
if you
it's
have any
critical.
update
What's-
immediately.
What is the vulnerability?
So I'm not. This is a very technical issue, and I'm not nearly technical enough to fully explain it properly. So this, to the best of my understanding.
Say just you had someone who was like a real idiot when it came to this stuff.
So you
Just like-
understand your CPU,
Somebody
your
who's not a
processor, right?
guru.
It does shit. You do things on your computer, and your CPU is what makes it happen. In order to try to be fast, CPUs will often try to run predictive. Like they're probably going to do this, so it'll start like pre-running
Scary.
some stuff to try to get ahead of you. In that moment, memory that is supposed to be secure becomes vulnerable because it's reading into the memory to try to pre-execute your tasks. And if someone writes an exploit, they can gain access to your protected portions of your memory that it should not be able to.
So memory being RAM.
Correct. And they could potentially read anything that's stored in RAM at that moment, which includes passwords,
emails,
and everything.
Why would a password be stored in RAM?
As you're entering it.
It's like any data.
Yeah.
or
It goes
you've
into
got
RAM
like
when you're using it, essentially.
LastPass
So
is something that auto inputs.
And
your
the big
passwords.
vulnerability would be something like a shared cloud computing service where many different websites or many different applications are being run on one system via virtual machines. And then it's all accessible at once.
Mm.
This is some iRobot shit.
Yeah, it's really, really scary.
What about-
and there's no way. I mean, the software does fix it, but like fundamentally, it's a hardware issue. It's like processors need to be redesigned in order
dear.
to address the issue. So if you see any updates for your computer, your phone, anything in your house,
Do it.
apply the update. Because
So even like an Alexa.
Right. It's if you've got a smart thermostat, anything you have in your house that has a processor in it.
And there's no way you can ask them to stop trying to guess what I'm going to do next.
No, that's just the way they work.
What if you have a demodulated subnet?
And that does not help you.
Minority Report already is real.
So update everything. Anything, update it, please. It's
That's
awful.
scary.
Yeah, and then you start to realize how many things in your house have processors, or how many things
Stuff that you wouldn't even think of, probably.
right. Like obviously
That's why you're
thermostats,
supposed to get someone to install the
televisions,
blender.
consoles.
That's why you need the installation.
That's why you need
That's why you need that
Amazon's
professional
installation.
installation.
Wow.
I'm going to go back to a kettle on the stove.
The screaming kettle.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know how to
On the
update
fireplace.
my modem
You still
for my
probably has
internet.
microchip in it.
Right.
Like, does the ISP take care of that? Is that something I'm going to have to do?
And there's a lot of data going through that.
Right. Like, that's the thing
All
that
of
I'm
it.
going to want to make sure it's updated and protected.
Why don't we just turn everything off for like a month?
God.
The world would go insane. Can you imagine? If it was like, hey, everyone, there's going to be no internet for a month. And then it's all going to come back, but 1 month.
What would happen if Rooster Teeth just went off for a month? Would there be anyone left when we came back on?
No, probably not.
Just Burnie. Hey, guys, it's me, Burnie.
I don't watch our videos.
No, I mean like
No, I know what you're saying. It's the internet has such a short memory.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like Gus and I, what were we talking about earlier? We were talking about not asking for stuff, right? That's totally the era of the internet we came out of. It's a I'm not looking down on anybody who does that. It's a totally normal thing. People love unboxing stuff. They love sharing it, that culture of sharing, and that applies to like real physical things and fan art and all that stuff as well. But we came from an era. I remember there was a whole generation of creators that it was a decision of whether or not you were going to put ads on your website.
Right.
It was a whole thing. And there were some people who never, ever did. Homestar Runner never put a single ad.
Internally, we had years of discussions about that.
Years.
Yeah. I
about
mean,
whether or not to put ads. And I'm talking like host read spoken ads on a podcast. I'm talking about like website banners.
a banner ad, right?
Like it was a big deal. But now it's just like probably more so than anything else because of the YouTube partner program. It's just now people don't think twice about that. It's like, of course, that's how I monetize everything that I do. It was for us, it was the last piece of our revenue puzzle that we put in was ads. We had already done subscriptions and
Merch.
home video and merch and live events before we did advertisements. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but it's
that.
just like different era stuff. So when we talk about like think about like I just avoid asking people to send stuff or like presenting the appearance that like I have a mechanism for that. That's why it just feels like I shouldn't do that, you know? Because if we'd have done that like in 2004, people would have been like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Yeah, you know. So
yeah, it's different times.
you hold on to it.
We're old. We've been on the internet a long
We're
time.
old. Yeah, we're old. We're old.
I think I first used the web in I want to say 94, which is a fucking lifetime ago.
No idea.
that's the same year where that clip is from, where the Today Show is discussing the @ symbol.
Yeah, and I'd been using the internet. Like I'd used the internet before 94. It's like, but he's using like different methods. Like there used to be protocols like Archie. Like you use Archie all the time. Gopher. It's like shit that doesn't exist. Like nobody uses that.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, then the web came along. It's like, oh, that's the internet now. Like you just switch. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go for information on this.
I vaguely remember having like dial-up internet, but never ever thinking about even needing to use it before like AOL became a thing, before MSN Messenger.
MSN was the shit.
Before MSN, I was like, cool, but when do I ever need to do this? Which is crazy to think now that like I probably access the internet more than I do anything else in a day.
Yeah.
I used to have to plug in a phone extension and drag it all across the top of the house to the room with a computer in it, and then be like, Mom, are you on the phone? Can I go on the internet?
That's the wild part to me is you weren't always online. Like you had to go online.
Yeah.
Like you would connect, do your shit.
And it was loud.
Yeah.
And mine had like my dad had installed like a little thing in the bottom that told you how many pennies it was using.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it'd be like, ooh, that was £1. There you go. Of MSN Messenger.
Just spent £1 talking to a bloke I talked to at school anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, but now it's cool. It's online.
It's true.
Different times. The internet has evolved so much. Like I could never have imagined like the phone that's in my pocket. Like that when I was first using the web in '94, like that was like something science fiction. Like you'd always be connected and it would be fast. And you could download movies, extreme movies.
We were just talking about this yesterday. And, like I was talking about this with Chelsea. That it's so funny to think that in like spy movies in like the late 90s and 2000s, they like had to inject something into someone's neck to track them, and now everyone has a trackable device that goes with them everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Like, now we can track you, Mr. Bond. That's so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's got a microphone and a camera.
Yeah.
We can see wherever you are. And he's like, wow, that's crazy.
We said that about 1984. The guy had a plate on his wall that would monitor him, and it was one wall, and he could go to a part of his apartment and not be seen by it. But this like thing ruined his life that he could be monitored. We'd like, okay, how much are those?
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Oh wait, you can buy 5 for $200. Let's do that.
That is
I saw a thing on Amazon where they were running a like a bundle deal on the little dots, and they were, if you want to buy 5, you get 1 free. So
Wow.
you pay for the price for us. Like, that's a good deal. I wish I had that deal before I bought like a couple.
But really, they should be paying you to have them.
They really should.
They should be like, put this in every room and we'll give you $100 for each one.
God, that's Amazon Prime. Like you pay a membership fee to be part of Amazon
You pay
Prime.
money so you can buy it.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's like I don't shop online anywhere but Amazon. I'm part of the problem. That's a huge problem. I should be shopping lots of different places, but I buy on Amazon because I'm an Amazon Prime member.
Do they?
Jeff Bezos was at the fucking Golden Globes.
Was he?
They cut to him multiple times.
Well, they have huge
right,
series.
but I mean that's how like widespread it's becoming. Like it's everywhere.
Dude, he's got a rocket.
Right, he's got that too.
He's one of these Mars guys.
Do they listen to what you're saying and target ads based on what
Yes.
you said in your house?
There was a couple.
The Facebook thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
This couple proved that they do that. Like the Facebook app listens to you, even if even if you don't even have it open on your phone, because they decided that for a weekend they would talk about cat litter for an entire weekend. They don't even have cats. They've
I think
never
it's cat food, but yeah.
It's
But
not
it's
something
cat
they never had to discuss before. So they would just have the phone not even on or like not even the like locked on the table, and they would talk about cat litter, and then were getting all these adverts through Facebook for cat litter and cat products, and
Messed up.
yeah,
That's too far.
creepy.
That's too far.
Facebook reiterates that it does not listen to conversations after these people posted this thing.
Promise we don't do that. Thank you.
That's a weird coincidence, or there's something else going on that we don't know about.
Right?
It's like something straight out of Black Mirror.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I appreciate how good of a show Black Mirror is, but every time I watch an episode, I'm like, why would anyone want to do this to themselves?
Yeah.
This is just such a horrific process. Like you after an hour, you're just like, great. Well, everything's terrible.
Oh, as in like actually watch it.
It's soul stripping.
Oh.
It's like, oh, that didn't end well for anyone. No, but there's like one or two that are good. You're like, oh,
You're like, oh, maybe
that one worked out.
That one worked out. It's
I've only seen the
such
very
a
first
process
one.
to watch.
The very first one, I think
The Prime Minister one.
it turns
Yeah,
a
the
lot
pig
of
one.
people off.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
normally do not recommend that as an episode of the
I have
series.
never had a series that I've liked more that I liked the first episode so little.
I like it fine. I think it's
That
great.
first episode I just thought it was ridiculous.
drastic.
I thought it was just ridiculous.
But the other episodes are way better. And also, the creator Charlie Booker he said something I think he's going to end up regretting, where he said that every episode takes place in the same universe. And
He said that?
yeah,
I thought you meant when it was either him or someone else said that basically every episode of Black Mirror is one episode of the Twilight Zone. And I'd like, I'm now like going through the Twilight Zone to try and find which.
Oh, you mean you can compare it to another episode?
There's one episode of the Twilight Zone which is basically the premise for every Black Mirror. That is like technology is going to come back and fuck us.
There was a Ricky Gervais podcast where Carl Pilkington predicted a couple of what ended up being a couple of episodes of Black Mirror. I think season 4.
Have they registered that was like inspiration, or are they still like, nah,
no
coincidence?
It's really weird because he was, he's out there, but he was pretty close on some of those.
But yeah, after they end, I'm always like, oh god.
How many episodes are there? I want to watch them.
It's like 8 in a series.
I think series 1 was 3.
Oh, they're different.
Yeah, series 2 was like 4.
Because it started off, I think, just UK.
Yeah, and then series 3 was I think 8, and I think series 4 was 6.
Yeah.
So it's not very many.
Yeah. But it's harrowing.
Have you've never seen it?
I've just the pig shagging one.
Okay, you should watch the rest. It's really good.
Go ahead and say it.
What?
Which one should you watch?
I mean, I'm not gonna say. Everyone has a different.
Doesn't matter what order you
Not
watch them in, right?
Oh, come on. There's always one that
Do
everybody
not
recommends.
watch
the
last episode of season 4 though, because that one has
Playtest?
Black Museum.
Oh, yeah.
Because that one has references to earlier episodes. Because that's where they start the shared universe idea.
Oh, okay.
Every other episode, fine. Watch them whenever you want.
As someone who, like, a big part of what you do is play video games, Playtest is a really hard one to watch. That's like one where he goes to a develop. It's basically like their version of Hideo Kojima.
It's totally like
totally
Kojima.
I need a new a treadmill show. I ran out of my last one.
It's in your language, so it's easy to watch.
Yeah.
San Junipero. That's the one you should watch.
Yeah, that's like the uplifting one that won an Emmy and everyone's like, so beautiful.
That's the one that
And then
everyone
they went
recommends.
back into
And
the
it
depression.
is a very good episode.
It's really good.
Television? Is it fair to say television? Mm-hmm. Television just means serial content, right? From now on. Mm-hmm. And then you should watch that with Meg. What do you call her? Girl? Yeah. Girl. Yeah. You should watch it with
She's
girl.
girl.
You should
Watch it with girl and cat.
Girl and cat.
Well, cat is boy,
That's right.
except the other cat.
Wait, we have multiple cats, so
And that's girl cat.
girl cat. They have boy, girl, and girl cat.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
So, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week with a pre-taped episode, and then we'll be
What
back
for?
live.
Why
again.
It'll be this
Taken?
one again.
All right. Bye.
What's
The
the
Golden
event?
Globe stuff might not hold up. Do you know the way?